Maybe I've seen the flyers when my original speech has different name and different topic. Maybe all of you. But what happened really, I found a major vulnerability in one of the fintech companies, and we report like 3 months ago. And after that, I sent my presentation that I'm going to present it here. I meant to present it here and say we are good to go. But fortunately, on Friday, I received an email and they say we cannot show it. We cannot show it because this is going to damage our reputation as a company and might affect our clients. So we decided to switch the topic, and I hope all of you will like this one. Since we are in university, I have been studying in this university too. I decided to do something related to data leaks in university. So I hope you will like this. Okay. Just a short introduction. I'm Kastriot Fetahaj. I am a cybersecurity engineer. During my career, I have been working as a cybersecurity engineer, software developer, and quality assurance engineer. I have been working in the cybersecurity industry since I was 12, so most of the guys who are here as a presenter or as attendees start working in cybersecurity when they are young, like child or teens, so it's been like 20 years working on it. And during my experience in my career, I have been participating in a lot of competitions, and here are some of them that I have won. And probably Professor Blirim don't like them because I used to beat their students. Okay. But we all sorted, like most of you students. I'm here. This is a picture of me at 2011 with Professor Blirim and some of my colleagues. Like most of you in a university, we all start with Professor Blirim participating in conferences. This is a conference from 2011. It's a Microsoft conference. And after that, we move in career, like developing in any path we decide. Okay, what this presentation will contain, we will talk about data leaks and data breaches. We will talk the tools that I have been using to make analysis about data leaks and about the university. We will talk how I managed to make samples of emails and testing them. We will talk about the analogy, reports, impact of that, and we have some conclusion and Q&A session in the end. So, for you all that are not very familiar with data leaks is sending or showing confidential data to a third party without authorization. For example, if you are a company who share the data to a third party without authorization, or client's data without authorization, this is known as a data leak. One of the biggest data leaks is known, or Cambridge Analytica. Maybe you know Trump campaign when they use the Facebook data to make advertisements. And there are some other stuff that Facebook actually have killed. And data breach is confirmed incident that a company confirmed that sensitive data have been leaked and they are public, or maybe non-public, but they are in internet that people can buy or find in a way. Some of the data leaks during the ages are MySpace is one of the first ones, LinkedIn, Yahoo, Adobe, Facebook had big data leak about phone numbers and all the stuffs in the previous years. So a lot of big companies have faced this kind of incidents. For this analysis, I have been using two tools. One of them is Have I Been Pwned, maybe Professor Blirim and for you folks in university have shown. It's a service that you can check your email if it's leaked in any data breaches or not. And the other one is Combo List. It's a Combo List is a combination of username and password of many data leaks data breaches that have been leaked during the years, and it has like 3.8 million combination of usernames and password. For analyzing the emails, I have been using this service to see if your emails have been leaked, but for analyzing password patterns and other stuff, I've been using this Combo List. I will show in details in the next slides. So, just a deeper explanation. Have I Been Pwned is a website that is developed by Troy Hunt. It's a Australian researcher. And what you can do there, you can put your email and see the result if you have been leaked in any data breaches. And currently it has like 12.5 billion credentials on his database. For example, if you put my email, you can see my email have leaked in 17 data breaches. So most of us who have been using the email for a long period of time, probably the email have been leaked for all of us. But it depends how we handle that. And this presentation is about how we should handle data leaks, because sometimes you cannot stop Facebook from leaking your data or other big companies. Combo box is like this, is huge, like 100 gigabytes of combination username and password, and even the people who made that have made even a shell script who is indexed files who can help you to search fast. So for example, you just put emails and you will see your email and the password for that are in this database. Here's example. For example, if you put email, here's the email, here's the password. They are just a random picture, not a real data that I have done commit during this analyzing. So the analyzing was about university. First of all, what I thought to do is for governments, but governments was very sensitive institution and might have problems with them, so I did with universities, and they are the emails that I did. I did for 3 universities, AAB, UBT, and public university. And here are the samples. I managed to find this kind of emails in the public internet using a technique called email harvesting. So I didn't get the list of emails from the universities that say, here's the emails you can test and provide us report, but I use email harvesting. That is it's a technique of finding public emails using Google or other search engines. And you can see there are some A/B stuff. Why there are A/B stuff? Because University of Pristina and UBT use the same domain for staffs and students, but A/B have different domains. So I managed to divide into 2 categories of staffs and the students. So there are the steps that I conduct to make this analyze. One of them is to analyze email if they are part of leaks in have I been pwned. After that, check the credentials, pattern and all the stuffs in a combo list. Analyze password patterns, showing the results based on that. And if the results are not enough for universities, I contact them and say, if you want to see real impact, you have to give me permission to show you real impact. And one of the university actually accept to show real impact. And after that, we did password spraying techniques, that is technical brute forcing all the emails and passwords. And after that, we show the impact that you will see in the upcoming slides. So the first concept is to grab every email and try if the email is leaked or not. And the response to that will show you a result like this. For example, my email has been leaked in 17 breaches, and here are some of them. But doing this manually for more than 3,000 emails probably gonna be hard, repeatedly job, and it's not fun. So what Have I Been Pwned provide? They provide a paid API, so you can just write a Python script or anything you want, and you can automate it and save the result in any type you want, like database or any file. So I write a Python script, try all emails, the result I saved in the database, and after that, I analyze them. And this is a general report. From 2,900 emails, like almost 49% of them has been leaked. So the percentage of them is 50-50, almost 50-50. And here you can check comparison between the universities. Can you see the university A/B has more than 50? The UBT has more than 60%, and the public university have like 42% of leaks. The red column is emails that have been leaked, green or not leaked. So, and even the staff of AB is like more than 80% of them. I'm talking, here we have to know, I'm talking for the emails I had. Probably the university might have like 20,000 emails, and maybe some of them are leaks or not, but I have only this amount of email for analyzing because I didn't get officially from the university. And they are the sources that you can be leaked. For example, when I analyze where the sources, what are the sources that the data has been leaked, I find out that most of the universities share the common sources. For example, one of them is Nitro, Doombash, there are PDF readers, and other stuff. We're gonna go each one, one by one. Most of the emails was leaked, like you can see here, 441 emails in Nitro. Nitro is a PDF reader that actually have been breached in 2020, and there have been like 77 million emails and credit leaks. And one of the data that has been leaked there are email names and password, very important passwords. The second one is Doombash, that is video messaging services. Similar to the first one, has been leaked in 2018, and he had leaked like 161 million data. You can see the data here. One of them is the password and email address too. Very important for our analyzing and for our password spraying technique. Similar to Nitro, another application is Lumni PDF, that because most of the students and professors, based on the results we can see, they use free PDF readers, and they have probably downloaded this application, and this application probably have require a user to download them, and here are the data that has been leaked, email and passwords including too. Wiki is a kind of a more older application, is Facebook application. Maybe I don't know if you're familiar with the Facebook application. It's application based on Facebook, and it was this kind of application that you decide with what famous person you look like or something like that. Maybe you saw that silly old application in 2016, and there are a lot of emails leaked in this application too. This is another PDL is another combo list that include a lot of emails, and is leaked in 2019, and it has emails but no password here. So WhatsApp is another application that has been leaked, and there are 72 emails leaked here from all the universities. Lincoln Scrapper is not a data breach, but it was scrapping technique that someone does scrap all the users, and there are this amount of data that have been leaked here. But even this leak doesn't include password. It's not very, very dangerous. But of course there are some other personal data too. And Mathway is a math-oriented application that probably students have been using to solve the problems and challenges in the university, and there are like 62 emails leaked in this platform too. Canva is a designing tool, maybe the designers and architects that use, and it's been leaked in 2019, and from our samples of emails, there have been 61 emails leaked in this too. And House is designing house, is more about architect things, and there are 49 emails leaked in this data source too. This remote is not working very well, so I have to click a couple of times. So you can see for AB, there are top 10 sources that are being leaked. Similar to AB, the UBT have similar things. So maybe the first or second place are swapping, but pretty much are same things. And same for public university. And for the professors and staffs in AB was different, because they have been linked not in this kind of application that probably the students had been leaked. So it was, but what was fun was this MyFitnessPal. It looks like some of the staffs are doing diets in AB. So, and this is the most common password that I have been analyzing on that. So the common password probably are similar to most of the common passwords that are used in different categories of people, not the students and professors. 123 password, 1 to 9. Phone number I put in brackets because different formats of phone number, including prefix with dashes, with lines, with spaces, birth dates, first and last name, combination of them, like a capital first name, lower, so this kind of, and there are two passwords that actually break the algorithm, kind of this two in the left, right? Because emails that have been leaked, and that probably have been leaked in many sources, like 100 sources. And if a guy had the email and all the passwords have the same, and have leaked in 100 sources, it kind of mess your data, because if you have like 10 students that have been leaked in 2 sources and have different passwords, but you have a student that have been leaked in 100 sources that has always a similar, this kind of passwords show in top 10, because it's 1%, but in many leaks. And after that, I decide, okay, this is the result. I will email the universities, the Department of IT that all the university has, and show the emails, show the leaks, and tell them to inform students and professors to change the password to see if they still have this kind of credentials and all that stuff. I got this funny response. Yeah, thank you for reporting that, but I don't see impact on that. Okay. I say, do you want to see impact? I asked them, do you want to see impact? And one of the university, A, B, said, yes, we want to see impact. Okay. What I did password spraying. So I get all the emails from A, B, and all the password from A, B, and did a brute force trying all the password for all the emails, like you can show in the diagram. For example, the password is 123. I will type with all the emails. The next password for all the emails. And the impact was like this. If it doesn't look fun, this is an impact. This is a professor. And this is a model when the professors put grades for students for exams. Of course, we report them. All of them are fixed. And probably for now they are safe, but we have some conclusions that we produce from this research. Like 49% of emails that we analyzed for university have been leaked at least in one source. Universities do not do cybersecurity trainings, not only for students or cybersecurity awareness sessions, not only for students, but even for our staffs. Because when we reached them with the email and said, okay, these are the leaks, you have to inform them to say there is no impact. Only when we show the impact, they say, oh, this is a real deal, now we have to do something. And the third conclusion is that universities do not do data leak monitoring, that most of banks and other governments should do. So they don't do data leaks monitoring, and probably if some of the credentials have been leaked in the dark internet or public internet, they are not aware of that. So this is all. If anyone have a question, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Kastriot. That was great. Does anybody has any question?
Yeah, of course, Professor Blerim, because I have to do with the universities.
Kastriot, thank you very much for your presentation and for your talk. Really inspiring. See all this work that you have done. I think my students know you already because we are using your, let's say, results from your bachelor thesis. Kastriot did an awesome work on his bachelor thesis, just focusing on University of Pristina. And of course, his bachelor thesis is closed. It's not for public. We have sent all the recommendations that been outcome from his thesis to the Information Center of University of Pristina. They have taken some on accounts. I think some of them already patched. Some of them are still not, but they are still there. Regarding the question, I think you concretely stop to the impact, and this is important because it doesn't make sense researching something without impact. Coming back to the impact, you said that you done the impact only for AB. What is the impact for other universities? Because leaking so much information, and as we know, many users tend to have the same email address and probably the same password in many sites, many accounts. That's the huge impact. Can you maybe share something? What about other institutions about the impact?
Yes.
Thank you.
I know I'm aware of sharing some information, not only for the university, but for the banks too. Actually, I did this kind of analytic for banks too, and one of my reports is that I done like a previous year for Raiffeisen Bank in Kosovo, and the impact was this kind of leaks end up to full compromising of internal infrastructure. So the impact doesn't mean to be just an email of a student that someone can access and can see the result of him doing studies. But impact can very depends on what system does the universities use and all stuff. But the worst thing in this thing is because most of the institutions, not only universities, but even governments and some private companies do not like to see. It's just accept that as a risk. So we have a kind of a very famous quote that say there are two types of people who have been hacked and people who have been hacked that don't know that they have been hacked. So most of the time you cannot stop big companies from leaking your information because you cannot do anything. But what you can do is monitor them and take action based on the potential impact that can be on it.
Okay, let me go to Spend. He has another question for you.
Kastriot. Thank you for the presentation. Did I understand it correctly that you used passwords from breaches to do the password spraying? Is that correct?
I can't hear you very well. Can you repeat, please?
Did you use passwords from the breaches to do password spraying?
Yes, because as I mentioned during the presentation, I used the password because we kind of have a deal from one of the universities. Do you want to see real impact? We did a SLA for them. Can we do it? Because if you use password and you manage to authenticate, there's illegal activity. So you have to have so the first part of analyzing the emails and leaks is they are public data. There is no harm on it, and you can show us a result. But if you use credentials to log in on them and brute forcing the account is activity that actually, if you don't have if you don't have a permission to do it, it's a illegal activity, and no one should do it. So
thank you. So the actual question is, how did you get those passwords in
I get the
text?
password from the combination combo list that I show in the first presentation. It's like 3.8 million combination of the username and password that is leaked in 2021. That combo, I have that combo is about 100 gigabytes of them, and I just, for every email I search on it and grab a password, save in database, and after that I make a combination between the emails and password and try and issue them as a brute force attack.
So the passwords from the breaches were, I assume, hashed and salted?
No. Actually, what is a combo list is plain text combo list. It's not hashes. So what people have done during the time, for example, if they have got a database of the Nitro, most of the passwords there are hashed, but they have tried using rainbow tables to dehash them, and after that, some organizations or companies have collected unhashed password from this database and this and this and this and make a huge list. It's similar what RACU, a word list about cracking things, but this is about combo lists that include emails and passwords.
Does anybody else has any question?
Okay.
I think Kastriot stressed out very good, but I will put this very clearly. If you log into a system without you don't have permission, this is illegal activity in Kosovo.
Yeah, you can go to jail.
What?
You can go in jail.
Yes, you can go in jail. So be careful on this. Kastriot is one of the ethical hackers in Kosovo, and in any conference more than a decade, we are raising this issue to the governments. And I think now, by the new law, this you can get some bounty, or you can get some, let's say, fee on that. But till now, this is illegal activity. So if you have a username and password, and you don't have allowance to enter it, if you're doing this, you're doing illegal activity in Kosovo. Yeah. So be aware of this.
Very true what the professor is saying. Testing platforms, public platforms, is illegal activity by the law in Kosovo. So you're able to test only if you have the SLA before starting the testing. And us as a cybersecurity community, we find very difficult to make this kind of agreements for testing, especially with government. But since our community, we have some friends, and most of the reports and agreements are more like a friendly agreements, not like when I reported at university. I knew who is the head of IT at that public university. I knew who's the head of IT in two other university. I cannot do this kind of testing for universities or organizations that you have no relation with them. They're probably going to sue you, and probably you're going to end up in prison. So it's very important to know that.